Hello, hello. Anyway, I just got done with my shower, got dressed, and I would like to say hello to everyone. And today we are talking about Tartaria. And I think that since AI has come up with the Tartarian name, I think that it's been around as the name for a big, large continent that they never named. Apparently, it's called Tartaria. And it's supposed to have bells that heal. It's supposed to have free energy, huge buildings, and along with giants. And just, it just goes on and on. Hi, how are you? Today we're talking about Tartaria. Is it real or is it AI fallacy? What do you think? Tell me over here. Now, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos. They'll say stuff about Tartaria, about their, the way of life, free energy. They were builders and giants and regular people, all kinds of things like that. So, yeah. So when you're dealing with things like Tartaria or just, like imaginary places, I'm thinking to myself, you hear about this a traveler. Sometimes it's a woman, sometimes it's a man. They came from Tartaria, they got their passport, it's been stamped in France and all these other places, except there's one difference. They had Tartaria on there, and they're going, holy cow, where are you from? I'm from Tartaria. I'm not an alien. I'm from Tartaria. I mean, I'm just saying, you hear the story. I first started hearing it about 10 years ago about Tartaria, about a guy who came there. It's a non existent place. They put him up in a hotel. Sometimes it's in London, sometimes it's in New York. It's a different motel. It lets you know, God dang, did this happen more than once, or there's just a fake story that's getting twisted, is what I'm saying. And then you have a lot of people who are coming up with these stories about the healing bells of Tartaria and how they sounded and all that. Oh, if you are interested in this, please tell me your feeling, if Tartaria is real or is it just AI imagination pulling stuff out. So here I am, I'm listening to Tartaria, and I'm like, about the bells. I would sleep with them, and they are very healing. You can find it here on YouTube. You could put Tartaria bells. Of course, the people are trying to sell their wares. So, like they said, their bells, if you buy it and download their section, it will be so much better. So, anyway, they also have giants living there, you know? And then it's like you hear stories about how Tartaria, their own weapon killed them. What did they have? A big zapper to make people disappear? Did they have like a vortex that you can go to other worlds and leave this one? What? What it was Tartaria a real place is what I'm saying. And if it was, why did they wipe it off the map? Now, a lot of people are saying the reason why they were wiped off the map isn't the map, not mapped, is because they had the free energy and the global, assholes at that time said, hey, we won't make money if we're giving out energy. There won't be no need for the coal. There won't be no need for this. So they're figuring out real quick that it's not a good deal. Maybe they off these people and you know stole all their stuff. I don't know, I'm just using my imagination. And sometimes it happens that way. You're going, dang, this whole place used to live without no energy. They say that our airplanes. Do you know how much fuel they say? Now you got to look on this one. It makes you think. And it made me think, how much fuel would it take that they say an airplane should take? Do they really put it in? And are those engines that are on the side of the airplane, they say it's Tartarian ingenuity. It's not, the other ingenuity. It's Tartarian ingenuity is what they're saying. I'm just putting out, what a lot of people have been saying on the internet. You can look it up. I don't want to play favorites or anything. So, um, I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff on the Tartarian people, and it makes me think, wow, that's really neat. Really is. Do they have the ingenuity of Tartaria on all our airplanes? Think about it. I mean, just think, here you are, flying an airplane and you're thinking it's, just American ingenuity. And it's Tartaria ingenuity. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting out, skepticism and something to that point, because every time I turn around, there's another Tartaria thing. How they killed off a bunch of people, and you hear about it, and you're like, is it AI generated, or is this the real shit? The real shizzle. Now, Americans didn't just get rid of the Indians, we even got rid of Tartarians. Woohoo! I mean, was it a European thing, an American thing, and everyone clamorated to get rid of this superpower of Tartaria that's supposed to be huge and immense? I'm just putting it out there. I'm curious to what you think, because I don't know if it's real or if it's Memorex. Is it the real shizzle? You got these Tartarian people who had American and Europeans just shaking in their shoes like little children, or what? I mean, it's supposed to be these giant slash Tartarian people, and you hear about it all along, and you're going, wow, that's really interesting. I mean, I get to that point where I'm going, that's flipping, just, boggles my mind, because I remember 4 years ago, the Tartaria story used to go from a woman to a man every so often. And it would talk about either it would be in New York or France or Europe. So, and they would bring them into a hotel room. There was nowhere for them to leave. They had a guard outside. So, and they didn't have, everything was locked, and they just disappeared. Ooh. And what about the Tartaria church bells? Now, here's something I was reading. See, I start looking up Tartaria, and before long, I'm watching people talk about being abducted by aliens. So I got on this, Tartaria thing, and suddenly it was talking about how their bells, the ringing, their amplifies makes the I guess you would say the lizard people, you can see through their facade with the bells. That's what it was saying. I don't know which thing it was, but it said that the bells disrupt the mind things for us humans, for the lizards who are hiding their skin. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know if it's true, but it's an interesting fact. And I like, just something different. But it still makes me wonder, is it AI or made up? We don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Hey, put a thumbs up. We're talking about Tartaria is it real or is it AI fallacy? Hey, Jimmy. Oh my God. Oh no. Is it good news? Oh, here. Is it good news for me? Okay, I'll go. I'll go. I'll go. I'll go. Okay. Well, that's the end of my discussion. Tomorrow we'll be talking about meat. What is it really? My dad was vegan and told me that they're going to be poisoning the meat, and I think they are already. Yes. Okay, let's. I'll go. Coming on over. Let me get. Let's see. Well, all right. Okay. Bye, guys.